Hey babes, welcome back. I hope you're all so well. So in today's video, I want to talk about selling your luxury bags and how you can get the most money out of them. I feel like reselling bags can be so stressful. Like reselling luxury items in general, stressful. It's not one of my favorite things to do. However, I do have a bit of experience. Obviously, I've been purchasing luxury bags for quite some time now. Well, since I was 22, I'm 29 now, so quite a couple of years. And also, a lot of you probably don't know this, but I used to work in a pre-loved luxury boutique. And my main job there was really social media and like that side of it. But I did also look at bags and price them because I was a little good at it. So I feel like I have some good information for you guys if you are wanting to resell some of your bags, but you're not sure how to do it. I mean, there are so many questions that you ask yourself, right? Like, oh my God, where do I sell my bag to? Or how do I sell my bag? Because there are so many options. I mean, you don't want to get scammed like I did on freaking PayPal, which that was a whole mess. I'll leave that video in the description box down below in case you want to check it out. It was a little story time that I did when I got scammed selling my Chanel bag. But anyways, so there are so many options out there, and I feel like it can be overwhelming. So I'm here today to help you guys out, hopefully give you some good tips. If you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down, whatever. Like if you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Just helps me to know what kind of stuff you like to see from me. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into this. Okay, starting off with number one, which is to do your research. And I know my regular subscribers right now are sitting behind the screen and they're like, God damn, Angelique, why are you always talking about this? Why is this always your first point? That is because it's so important. It is the most important thing, really. Trust me, we're going to get through that throughout the whole video. Like, you need to do number one, this tip right here before you do anything else. Sit down and do your research. Sit on your computer, sit on your laptop, sit on your freaking phone, whatever it is you feel most comfortable at, but do your research. And I'm not talking about just pulling it up for 5 minutes and being done with it. No, actually dig deep and find out some information, valuable information that is going to help you sell your luxury bag. So when you're looking, when you're researching this, one thing that I think people really forget and don't think about is, so they go online and they look up the bag that they're trying to sell and they look at the price and they forget to look at the condition. So for example, let's say you're selling a Louis bag and you look online and you see 3 of them going for around $3,000. So you're like, oh great, I can sell mine for the same price. But have you looked at the condition? Is your bag in the exact same condition, or is the condition worse? Because then you cannot ask that much. Or is your condition maybe even better? And what's the year of the bag? Like, these are important details that you need to look for. So when you're researching this, make sure to not only look at the price, but look at the details. Look at the fine print. What year is the bag? What's the condition? Does it have any rips? Does it have any tears? Does it have any scratches? Are there any holes? Are there any smells? Or is it an excellent like new condition? Does it come with the box, without the box, with the authenticity card, or without the authenticity card? Oh my Lord! You guys know what I'm trying to say. These are all like really important details that you need to look for. So don't just get on there for a couple of minutes and check prices. You need to look at the details. Number 2 is obviously going to be price. Now, even if you're not selling it by yourself, if you're going to sell to a store, big business, whatever, you want to make sure that you at least have an idea of what you would like for the bag. Let's go back to tip number 1. You do your research, but here is like the really key point to this. And this is something that I learned from the lady that owned the boutique that I worked for, which I'm really grateful for, because this is valuable information. So a lot of us, when we go to do our research and we're looking at prices of the bag that we're looking to sell, we look at what people are asking for it. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Obviously, anyone can ask anything. Like, they can ask whatever. I can take, I don't know, a bag I paid $1,000 for and ask $3,000 for it. I can ask whatever I want, and so can these people that are selling these bags. Rather, if you see it on Poshmark, Fashion File, maybe a local boutique, maybe a private seller, whatever, these people can ask whatever they want. So what you really want to look for is what that bag has actually sold for. So you want to look for the sold sign, the little sold stamp on it. And then you can get an idea of what people are actually willing to pay for that particular bag. Really, really important. And I really feel like there are a lot of people that don't think about this. But always, always look and base your price upon what that bag has actually sold for. Now, again, don't just take 2 minutes to do the research on that. You really want to dig deep, because you don't just want to take the first sold price that you find. Just make sure that you're looking on different sites and from different people and just all over the internet so you can get a better idea. And then once you've done 1 and 2, you should definitely have, tip 1 and 2, you should definitely have a good idea of what you can ask for your bag. All right, number 3 is going to be figuring out or getting an idea of how you want to sell your bag. That is like the biggest question, right? Where the hell do I sell this bag and how can I get the most money out of it? So again, you're going to have to do some research, but here are my takes on it. If you're not someone that has a big social media following, I wouldn't waste my time and try to sell it on like Instagram or Facebook or something like that, unless you have a huge following and maybe you have a lot of people that also like luxury items. Otherwise, I feel like you're not going to reach a lot of people and your bag's just going to sit forever. Selling it on a place like Poshmark, I mean, can be okay for some people. It's not one of my favorite things to do for 2 reasons. Number 1, I feel like you're taking a big hit with them. I think they take like 20% or something like that. And number 2, I've had it happen one time where I sold a bag on Poshmark and it was only like a Tory Burch, I don't want to say only, but it was a Tory Burch bag. So it was only a couple $100 versus thousands of dollars. But the girl got the bag. It was ridiculous. She's claimed it was fake and then sent it back. Now, obviously, that can't happen because I think anything over $500 they have to authenticate. But still, the person could come up with some crazy reason as to why they don't want it. Maybe they'll switch out your bag for a fake one or something. I don't know. I don't trust people, so Poshmark isn't really my favorite way to go. I would obviously make sure to look what's right for you, but I would go with boutiques and places that are popular, that have good reviews. Always, always, always look at the reviews and kind of narrow it down. Like, you don't want to just be like, okay, I'm just going to sell it to this company. No, narrow it down. So pick out, like, do your research and then pick out maybe 3 places that you would want to sell with. And I feel like from there, you can then send your like pictures of the bag or maybe take the bag in and have them look at it, and then you can get some different prices, right? Because not every like place is going to give you the same price. So for example, Fashion File, when I have sent bags into them, like pictures for a quote, they always, always, always lowball me. Always. So I have learned to send pictures of my bag into different companies or different stores or whatever and get different prices. And usually I always end up getting completely different numbers. And a big tip of mine would be to not go for a place like Fashion File or The Real. I would try to find a local boutique, because sometimes, a lot of the times, they actually pay a lot more than a big company would. Now, I don't really know how this makes sense, because you're thinking, well, wouldn't a big company pay you more than a smaller business? But it's true. That's been my experience. I've had Fashion File offer me $1,000 less for my Chanel bag, and then I had a local boutique that's very small offer me over $1,000 more than what Fashion File had offered me. So, you know, keep your options open, guys. Don't just try to go with one company or store or whatever, reseller. Make sure to pick a couple and then send your item in for quotes and then go from there. Okay, and then last but not least, making sure you actually get what you're wanting for your bag, which is negotiating. Now, you obviously couldn't really negotiate with Fashion File, at least I think you can't, but here is the pro of working with smaller boutiques, smaller resellers. You can usually negotiate. So when I sold a couple of my bags, I had taken them into a local boutique, and she gave me a couple of numbers, and there were 2 bags where I was like, okay, I obviously know that you are going to sell this for that much more, but I also know that you're not going to give me that much because you're going to have to sell it, you know what I mean? So, and make some money from it. So, but I knew that there was going to be some room. And this is again where you doing your research really comes in handy. And so I was like, well, you know, don't you think, like, I was just kind of negotiating with her a little bit. I was like, don't you think that you could do a little more, like a couple $100 more at least? And she was like, yeah. And you know, sometimes it's worth doing that. And if you feel like someone's not offering you enough or they're trying to lowball you, don't sell it. Somebody else is going to buy it. And if you just wait and be patient, you can probably get the amount that you want. And another thing is to be confident. Like, that's when you do your research and you know what you're talking about, you're obviously going to be more confident. Like, versus someone that's going to go into a boutique trying to sell a bag and you can tell they're unsure, they don't really know what they have, they don't really know what it's worth, and so they're a little timid, and then, you know, people are getting, like, they get taken advantage of. So do your research, make sure that you know what you're talking about, have some confidence, try to negotiate, and if you do all those things, I'm pretty sure that you can get the most out of the bag that you are trying to sell. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I really hope that you guys liked it, and if you did, like I said, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. Mwah.